Which item would you choose if I handed you $10,000? Consider using it as a down payment on this amazing freaked out truck. Or would you like to put it into investments in order to make $1 million? You are free to make your own decisions, but we will demonstrate what we would do. Currently, we are bringing dreams to fruition. To see what 10,000 actual dollars looks like in US currency, please see the following examples. Today's video is all about how to take something and convert it into something else, and it's a real talker. So first and foremost, if you're watching this video and you've saved or are on your way to saving $10,000, we want you to understand something. You've already accomplished something that just 1/3 of all Americans have accomplished. You now have some money in the bank and aren't exactly living from paycheck to paycheck. And now you're thinking, well man, if I'm like most people, I'm probably just going to spend it on some amazing lifestyle changes. And you're not alone in thinking that way. Nonetheless, you're considering the possibility of conducting some research to see what a multi-millionaire might do in your situation. That is why we are creating this video for you today, because we want to demonstrate to you how to take $10,000 and turn it into $1 million. Because we literally started with less than $5,000, or half of the total amount of money we have today. And we were able to transform it into $1.6 million over the course of 4.5 years. Let us show you how you can take $10,000 and turn it into $1 million in a short amount of time today with the help of our crash course. So you're interested in knowing what you should do with your $10,000, right? Because if you listen to financial advisors and conventional society, they'll tell you all kinds of things. Like, oh dude, you should put that in an IRA or a 401k. Or you should put it in the stock market. And as you may be aware, all of those investments have yielded returns in the single digits. Moreover, guess what? That is not the path used by the wealthy to achieve wealth. Instead, they are taking a different path. When you ask this question, what should we do with $10,000 is a good place to start. Lots of people would tell you to go purchase yourself a wonderful car, or take that money and go travel or update your house into something much finer. But that's not the case. And we're here to tell you that if you're wise in the beginning and you choose to invest, you can make your money go a lot further than if you just spend it on things you'll throw away. Take a look at this. We're talking about investing today since it's something that the wealthy do. And according to Investopedia, an investment is defined as an asset or object purchased with the intent of creating income or appreciation. In other words, you are only permitted to spend this $10,000 on something that will increase in value over time and pay you back. We've got some good news for you if you've been stashing it away in your bank account. That is not what it does. Also, if you just put it in the stock market, you might get some appreciation, but you won't get any cash flow, and you won't be able to take advantage of the most tax deductions. Today, we'd like to share with you what the wealthy are doing, which is vastly different from anything your financial advisor would ever recommend. Let's be cautious with the $10,000. So here's the rule. If you want to be wealthy, you must emulate the lifestyle of the wealthy. In addition, the wealthy are purchasing assets, which means they pay for something once and then receive payments from the same source over and over and over again. It may be anything as simple as a vending machine that you purchase for $1,000, and then over time, it starts to make you money. This could be something more aggressive, such as purchasing a home not to better your lifestyle, but to rent out and really make money from it. Buying an office building or a business is one way to make your money expand. In general, we'll tell you that the wealthy acquire businesses and real estate because that's how they make their money grow for them. But there are other variables to take into account as well. Keep reading because we are about to jump into the 5 things you should think about doing. If you want to take something as tiny as $10,000 and figure out how to turn it into $1 million, you might consider starting with a small amount of money. You might be surprised at the first one, to say the least. It's hardly the most enticing subject to talk about, but it's critical that we start with the question: What is it? It is the process of paying off high-interest debt. Number 1. Paying off large amounts of debt. Please note that we didn't state paying off debt because it is important to recognize that certain debts are beneficial and others are detrimental. If we use debt to purchase an asset that generates income for me, we are fond of the loan. However, if we have consumer debt, for example, if we buy a boat, a car, or other items with credit card money and it costs us money, that is considered bad debt. As a result, you must first determine whether your debt is in good standing. Is my debt a problem? In addition, we are not going to demonstrate to you when it is appropriate to pay off debt and when it's not appropriate to pay off debt. Take a look at it. Okay, now that we have $10,000 to invest, we have a decision to make. In case you have some school debt and your student loans total exactly $10,000, you can choose option A, and it will only cost you 3% of your income. Should you devote the first few years of your life paying off your college loans? Is a question we are frequently asked. Option B, on the other hand, is available. It turns out that there is a bargain that we can make. This option is available if you decide to take your $10,000 and proceed with the transaction. You stand a good possibility of earning a 20% return on your investment. Should you take your $10,000 and pay off the loan in order to avoid a 3% interest charge? The question asks, is it better for you to take the offer and earn 20%? You'll have to learn to distinguish between the two. Right now, there is a 17% difference in opportunity costs between the two options. So we would make the agreement. We would close the deal favorably, and we would profit by the 20%. As a result of our winnings, we would utilize them to pay off our student loans later on, because the interest rates are so low that it isn't costing us a lot of money in the long run. We aren't making any progress toward paying down our student loan debt in this situation. However, let's just assume that it isn't a student loan problem in this particular instance. Assume, for the sake of argument, that you have a credit card debt and you have $10,000 credit card debt that is not earning interest at the current rate of 3%. They're taking 21% of your money as a commission. And here's the question: should you accept our $10,000? And should you pay off the loan that has a 21% interest rate? Or should you take the contract that will allow you to make 20% on your investment? Friend, you should not go with the transaction since the debt is more expensive. You are being charged 21% interest while the transaction can only net you 20%. You will essentially lose 1% if you proceed with the transaction. Your credit card debt is prohibitively expensive in that circumstances. You should take your $10,000 and use it to wipe it out, pay it off. The bottom line is that if you have a car loan but the interest rate is extremely low, it is worth it. It's possible that you have a charge to your credit card, but it's a very inexpensive option. Never consider such to be wicked, rotting corpses. Instead, do everything in your ability to pay them off first. Are you asking yourself whether this is a manageable interest rate? This is because the wealthy never lose time, which is something you don't want to be without. That's something they are taking into consideration. They aren't obsessed with paying off their debt. They're asking us, where do you think this will perform the best? In that case, pay off the credit card because the balance is far too large. This is an excellent opportunity to invest in the firm, which will be able to pay off that credit card tenfold. In case you have $10,000, option number 2 is to explore purchasing a primary residence. We're not talking about renting an apartment. Rather, we're talking about purchasing a house. The term upgrade does not refer to changing your way of life. Most banks will really allow you to purchase a home with only a 3% down payment, which is incredible. As a result, you might buy a $200,000 house or even a $300,000 house for less than $10,000 because 3% on $300,000 is less than $10,000. Now, the reason for purchasing a home is that since the 1960s, the value of real estate has increased on average by 4.5% or more. That indicates that your investment will yield a fantastic return on your investment. Number 2, a primary place of residence. Allow me to demonstrate the math. Consider the following scenario. You've discovered a house for sale for $250,000 that you'd want to purchase. And guess what? According to the bank, only a 3% down payment is required for this home. Now, 3% of $250,000 is only $7,500, which is a small sum. Using our calculator, we may enter $250,000 and multiply it by 3%, which is represented by the number 03 in our calculator. It demonstrates that the amount is, in fact, $7,500. This is now less than $10,000 in value. And you might be wondering, why would you recommend that we do anything like that? And how on earth could that assist us in becoming millionaires? Says the author. Let's take a look at the market in which you live and discover that the value of your home is increasing at a rate of 5% every year. So what is 5% of $250,000 is the question. The fact that we are investing a total of $250,000 in our calculator times 0.05 means that our investment will grow by an average of $12,500 per year. See, if you keep this house for the next 5 years, as a result, we will see an increase of $12,500 per year for the next 5 years. For the next 5 years, we will multiply that figure by 5. What's more, guess what? Over the course of 5 years, the value of that home has increased by an average of $62,500. Take a look at what happened here. You made a $7,500 investment. 5 years later, that amount had grown to $62,500. That's actually nearly 10 times the amount of money you started with. That return on investment is enormous, which is why most millionaires have their largest net worth in their first property, which indicates that the game of money is beginning to become a little more enticing. Although it may be difficult to believe, we have 3 more alternatives and each one of them gets better. Take a look at this one. The third option is to purchase a small business. If you can locate a successful small business and purchase it as the owner, you will be able to reap the benefits of the profits without having to put in any of the necessary initial effort. Here's what you want to do and how you want to go about it. To obtain a list of businesses for sale, search for local business brokers on Google. Did you know that 86% of all businesses that have the potential to be sold will never be sold because the business owners are unaware of the opportunity? In truth, selling a business can be a difficult market to navigate at times. The fact that someone out there has spent decades building perhaps this business, that they've mastered it, that they've figured it out, and that it is profitable is a huge advantage to us. It means that they are either old or they want to sell their business, or they want to retire, or they simply want to move on with their lives, and they're basically just going to walk away from that venture. Alternatively, you might try to sell it. Number 3, purchase a small business. Did you know that you could snag a deal with a lot of these businesses where all you have to do is put down $10,000 and then perhaps for the following year pay them a royalty or give them a portion of the profits? That is referred to as seller financing, and it means that you don't have to come up with the entire amount of money up front. However, you may enter into someone's life work, and if you have built a successful business, you can effectively take over the company for $10,000 or less. And now you've got your own company. Okay, let's take a look at it. We've just gotten our laptop out of the closet and are about to start typing into the search business broker. And we look at what comes up straight away and see whether it's something we can use right here in our neighborhood. Let's take a look at this one. Alpine Business Brokers that we have. We open this up in our computer and go to their website. Let's see what we come up with. Utah's most experienced business salespeople. In addition, we have postings right here. Also, have a look at it. We currently have a list of firms, and the very first one that appears on the list is an internet business. A Swarovski crystal reseller on the internet is seeking $40,000 for the business, which, by the way, is making $9,500 a month on average. And then we continue to descend. We may scroll through this list and have a look at everything. All of these firms are up to sale, as we can see. In order to proceed, we will first communicate with a brokerage firm, informing them of our current situation and explaining that we are seeking for an established business with a proven track record of making money, for which we have a down payment. That's exactly what you'll be doing, getting to know that broker, and then telling them that you're searching for someone who is perhaps a little bit more desperate in the marketplace, looking for a firm where we can put $10,000 down and we want to sell or finance the remainder of the investment. Those transactions take place throughout the day. You arranged a transaction like that. Moreover, guess what? You've just found yourself in the position of purchasing someone's life's work of business that they've put their heart and soul into. You get to take over and keep the money. Did you know that we're in the midst of the largest wealth transfer in history? Baby boomers are accumulating fortune through their enterprises, and the majority of them aren't planning to sell them even if they have the option to do so. This is a fantastic opportunity for you to physically snag gold mines at a bargain price. Take, for example, this tiny little business right here, which is asking $60,000 for it despite having only $192,000 in sales and claiming $67,000 in cash flowing profits. They literally want less money than the profits the company is expected to make next year. If you put down 10% of the profits, that's $6,000, and the rest is up to you. It is possible to make a significant amount of money in this world if you are smart and make the appropriate decision with your money. While that is impressive, we are particularly fond of number 4, which has generated more profits for us than nearly all of the other investments we have made. So if you've got $10,000 to spare, have a look at this one. It's referred to as joining a mastermind. Number 4, mastermind. What is the identity of the mastermind? Dude, this is a club reserved for the elite. This is a club reserved for the successful. This is a club reserved for business owners, and this is a club reserved for top investors. And what they really want to do is network with other like-minded people, because they recognize that who you know is far more important than what you know when it comes to business. Assuming we have $10,000 to spend, one of the possibilities you should really examine is joining a mastermind group in your neighborhood that costs $10,000. Because as we all know, you can make more money meeting one person than you can in a lifetime of working for money. We attend every chapter meeting, attend every one of their events, and meet as many people as we possibly can. We'd like to share one of our secrets with you now. The aim that we set each time we join a mastermind group is that during the next 12 months, we will earn back all of our investment times 10. As a result, we've had a couple of instances where we've invested and only made 5 times our money back, as well as instances where we've invested and only made double our money. However, the point is that it is an investment, and we expect to receive a return on our investment. Last but not least, you're here to meet people, get to know them, learn how to serve them, add value to their lives, and almost treat it like an internship. And as a result, you will be presented with new opportunities and new doors will be open for you. For example, we paid a few $100,000 to be a part of Tony Robbins' mastermind group a couple of years ago. We had been hanging out at one of his residences. We were in the state of Florida. The woman with whom we were sitting on the grass the year before had just sold her company for more than $1 billion the year before. The only thing we really wanted to do was find a way to serve this amazing human being who we knew would add value to whoever she did business with. So we sat down, brainstormed ideas for how we could serve her, made a significant difference, and later started our foundation with her as our first major donor. Since then, we've gone on to achieve some truly fantastic things throughout the world, but we've also gained a great deal of knowledge by being in her airspace. You must learn to place a higher value on investments in yourself and people than you do on actual tangible assets such as stocks and bonds. Finally, if you have or are on your way to saving up to $10,000 and you're wondering, how would a millionaire invest that to become a millionaire all over again? Today's grand finale is for you. The fifth recommendation is to employ a business startup coach. Look around you at some of the world's most successful people. Listen up. I'm not just talking about billion-dollar tech ideas and things that become household names around the world. I'm talking about businesses that they own. We're not even talking about business owners in general here. After all, only 2% of all business owners earn $1 million or more annually on average. And while 2% may appear to be a little percentage, the reality is that it is a much larger percentage than attempting to earn $1 million by working in an office setting. And yet, if you're going to start a business, you should never try to do so on your own without assistance. Because as we all know, the school of hard knocks is prohibitively expensive. It necessitates spending an inordinate amount of money and effort licking your wounds from past blunders. Number 5. Consult with a business startup coach. Make sure you don't go into business on your own. Instead, hire a business startup coach to guide you through the process. Now, why would you hire a business startup coach? You must grasp that the world is changing at such a rapid pace right now that new opportunities and new businesses are emerging on a daily basis. You must literally jump on the bandwagon in order to learn what's hot and groovy right now. Moreover, there are business coaches available that are following this trend and starting firms, which is what we do as well. We currently have a collection of dozens of firms that are thriving right now, but did not exist a few years ago, which we are excited about, and our clients are crushing it, generating a ton of money in the process. But more importantly, it isn't just about coming up with the appropriate idea. You'll also need a coach, someone who will hold you accountable, guide you through the process, break it down step by step, and prevent you from making mistakes along the way. Although it may seem strange to you that you could literally obtain a proven business and coach for less than $10,000, that is precisely what you will get if you click on the link in the section below to learn more. If you click on that link, you will be connected to one of our team members and will be able to have a conversation with them. Can you tell me more about these hot businesses that we're talking about? How does it happen that they're producing so much money for their clients? What makes them cool, new and current? And how does it happen that we can work from home and live the life we want? There is a small learning curve, and you will have to put in some effort, at least in the early stages of learning. But for the most part, we only asked for an extra hour or two a day because the majority of our clients were hired, and now we want to resign their positions to pursue their dream of becoming self-employed with some experience first. To sum it up, if you're interested in learning how to put $10,000 out there and literally get a 500% return on it, which means double, triple, quadruple 5, as well as accessing your money and then going beyond, we believe you should learn what's trending today, what's hot and working, and hire a coach to walk with you down that road. Please see the link below. We'll walk you through the process step by step. Let me tell you something. If you want to see today's video but aren't a subscriber, you're insane. Please click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel, Real Estate Real Talk. And let's make sure we're all on the same page. We release these videos several times a week for several months. They are also intended to arouse your inner financial genius. So go ahead and do it right now. And if you want, you can give it a thumbs up or share this video with someone you think would appreciate it if you so choose. You might also be interested in learning more about what it would be like to have a business coach assist you in launching your own company. That's what we teach people to do. And if you watch this video right now, you'll see how our friend was on the verge of losing his 6-figure job. As a result, working on the side for 2 hours per day, we were able to assist him in replacing his entire income in 30 days. If you want to see what his journey was like, what he went through, how much money he made, and how well he did it, check out his website. You're interested in visiting one of these hot new fashionable businesses? Take a look at this.